So, I uploaded a short earlier about adrenaline and its effects on the brain, kind of, just delving into like some basic stuff that you can look into. Um, so, let me just dive a little bit deeper. So, when you are in fear of something, when you are afraid, that triggers your fight or flight response, as we all know. You see somebody pull out a knife, it triggers that fight or flight response of, oh shit, I need to either fight this person or run away or I might die. Well, that fight or flight response is what triggers an adrenaline release, I should say, not surge, but release. Now, when you spend so much time in that consciousness of fear, you're going to keep releasing adrenaline into your body, and it's going to wreak havoc on your system. It'll lead to health problems, but most importantly, it leads to brain damage. The reason why I made that short is to try and get people to do some research, just that way they can watch a little 45-second clip and do some research. But if you do some research on some brain scans from people who are adrenaline junkies that just constantly chase that adrenaline rush, or if you were to do some research on brain scans from people who spent a lot of time overseas deployed in combat zones, you'd find that their brain scans look terrible. Absolutely terrible. I mean, I don't have the means to print off a bunch of pictures for everybody, but if you guys do some research on this, you'll find some very interesting stuff. Now, with that being said, pay attention to all the things that the news talks about on the nightly news, the morning news, every single day, all these news outlets online, and how much of it is based around something that causes fear in people. The big one right now is that which shall not be named, because I'm not going to get my YouTube channel banned. I want to keep talking about stuff with people that are actually interested in learning something different. But you've got that certain microbe that's apparently floating around and killing people. And every time that people start waking up, oh my goodness, there's a new type of that specific microbe. Well, there's that, and then there's the mass shootings that happen, where people are going around with supposed AR-15s and just killing people for no reason. On top of that, there's weather patterns, like people being afraid of how cold it's supposed to be getting, especially up here in the Pacific Northwest, or during the summer when we had that big heat wave. Everybody was afraid. Everybody went out and panic bought all these different fans. Like the fans alone were going to cool down 118 degree weather. Everybody, when they get triggered into that consciousness of fear, they go out and panic buy, and they release that adrenaline into their bodies, and it causes them to not use their highest order of thinking. And even I've suffered from it, so like, it's not like I'm just speaking from observing other people. I'm speaking from my own experience. When you sit there in a fear-based consciousness and you're constantly going through adrenaline rushes, like, it messes with your brain. You almost get addicted to that chaos, addicted to that disorder and that weird feeling, that fight or flight. Even if it is from negative things happening, I've been addicted to that. I was addicted to the drama at one point in my life. I was addicted to that just negative, like, I don't even know really how to describe it, but that negative emotion and fear-based consciousness that would trigger that response, I was addicted to it. So I know firsthand how it works. I've felt it firsthand, and I've overcome it. I've gone through my addictions with adrenaline, alcohol, and various other things. And that's not part of my life anymore. And no, I'm not advocating for AA. I don't advocate for the cult mindset. What I do advocate for is true freedom, not just in the external environment, but within our own minds. You know, how do you truly free your mind? You know, first off, you gotta stop being afraid of failing. And the biggest thing is, don't be afraid of death. You know, like, everyone's afraid of the unknown. They're afraid of dying. They realize their own mortality, and they think they know what death is like. Most people don't know what death is like. And that's just really a fact. Everyone thinks like, oh, we go up to some big silver city in the sky, or, you know, a lot of people think, oh, we just die, and then, you know, like, our consciousness fades away into nothingness, and it's a black void. You know, how would they even know that? You know, and I'm not saying that I specifically know. There's a certain point where my knowledge becomes belief system, you know, I guess, but I don't necessarily subscribe to it. I don't make that the primary focus of my being. But what I want to really drive home in this video is, get out of fear. If you are afraid of everything, then you'll stand for nothing. You know, if you are afraid of death, then you won't fight for your life. You know, you're gonna be sitting there too afraid to, like, get up, stand up, and make a stand for what is right and what is true freedom in your life. You know, these are the things that I wish for everybody to start really thinking about. You know, like, what is more important? Having the freedom to not be forced to do anything that you don't want to do, or trying to control every little fucking thing around you? What is more important? You know, the honest truth, no matter if it causes some pain or discomfort in your life or somebody else's life, or lies, quote unquote, lies for the greater good. You know, what is more important? You know, order or chaos? Well, this chaos that's happening in the world today isn't going to bring order. Their proposed plan of how to bring order is not going to bring order, because it's based in control. What people need to understand is they need to get out of fear and stop hurting other people and other beings for no fucking reason. You know, I'm not saying lay down and just, like, allow yourself to get beat. You know, always defend yourself. But if you're out there, like, if you go out and you pull a gun on somebody, like, you can't get mad if somebody shoots you first. You know, like, if you cause somebody pain and discomfort for no reason, you know, like, that negative energy is going to come back at you. So just understand these things. Understand that fear is not the way that you want to live. I mean, there is nothing to fear but fear itself. All that shit, you know, the cliche stuff that everyone talks about. Look, just stop being afraid of everything. Stop taking your life so damn seriously. You know, I'm not saying life isn't serious, but don't take it so damn seriously that you feel the need to try and control everybody else around you, because that's only going to lead to you getting enslaved too. So just, like, let things happen, like, you know, let it play out a little bit. I'm not saying, like, don't plan for shit. And I have to keep saying that I'm not saying certain things, because I'm sure somebody will twist my words. What I am saying is, instead of freaking out and going out and panic buying a whole bunch of fucking toilet paper like everybody did last year, you know, why don't you just, like, wait to see what's going to happen? You know, like, have enough to last you a little while, but you don't need to go out and buy 30 roll packs of toilet paper at Costco the next time that there's some new variant of something, you know. Anyways, with that being said, I love you guys. Do not be afraid. Approach things with love. You know, all the cliches that I keep saying, you know, it's because they work. They work for me. They can work for you. I'm not saying that my way is the only way, but it's a way that works. So, anyways, love you guys. Take care.